Welcome to part one of our Game of the Week this week, featuring SK Wanderers and Sannat. We are currently at the training pitch with the SK players and Brian, the coach, who will be joining us very shortly for his thoughts on the game last week, of course, against Shokia, and the upcoming big match that's upon us on Saturday, which is a big relegation battle, of course, against Sannat, with only 1 point separating these two teams. So we'll be getting all Brian's thoughts and that of Asante, and a little bit later on. Stay with us for that. Brian, thanks for joining us for our Game of the Week. Of course, there was only one Game of the Week that we could really pick, and of course it is about the upcoming game with Sannat. Just before we go into that, just to touch on your last game, without going into the thing about the penalty and things like that, I'm quite fond of SK, but if I put my commentator's hat on, I don't think you turned up. You weren't your normal self. You just didn't seem to be able to get into the game. You didn't seem to able to change gear at all.
Yes, I think you're partly right in your assessment, because there were two or three players who were, I think, psychologically blocked. You could see that they were not performing at their best. Unfortunately, when a young squad, sometimes when important games, they don't turn up. It's normal. It's they will learn. It's a learning process, a learning curve. And I'm sure they will make treasure of this experience.
The way you set up, coach, in your games means that if you take the lead first, I always feel you're going to be incredibly hard to break down. It gives you a big advantage. On the other hand, if you concede early without changing your system, because you're playing pretty much with the lone striker, it's harder for you to get back into the games. Is that fair to say?
No, because we don't play with one striker. We play one central striker. If the central striker is not performing up to last year's standard, we have a problem, and he should be helped by the lateral strikers. Both are young. Sometimes they perform really well, sometimes less so. But still, in my opinion, the greatest responsibility is for our central striker, which these last past 2 seasons, even 3, was crucial against many other teams. This year, unfortunately, he's not up to his level, and we are suffering from there. But we don't turn up to defend. We turn up to play our style of play. So, for example, in the last 9 games, we conceded only 9 goals, and that's playing even 9 Element and Nadu. There are teams who win 2 games conceded more. Unfortunately, we scored only 9. Also in those 9 games, and 6 of them in 2 games against Sannat and against Shokia. We are a solid team. So sometimes we were on the 1-0 down and we recovered. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's not possible to recover. And we had our opportunities. This game we had a penalty. We had 2 open goals. For example, the header from Asante. It was a free header, and unfortunately went just over the crossbar. Sometimes luck doesn't help you. Sometimes it helps you, sometimes not.
I don't know if you bothered to listen, but all the way through my commentary, what I was getting not frustrated with, I mean, but I view football as well. I also have a privileged position where I am. I get to see the pattern of play. Sometimes when you do break with James up front and he holds the ball up, what I kept saying all the time was the midfielders got to get out quicker. They've got to get out quicker to support him.
Yes.
Because if you come out slow, he's surrounded by 4 players.
Yes, of course. But sometimes he has to hold the ball, not just try to turn and face down. We've been working on that. I've been saying this many times. We've worked on this. We've trained like that. Unfortunately, sometimes he has to hold the ball to give chance to the others to do on. In the last 2 games, we lost both 1-0. Both from set pieces, because we're hard to break. But when we have the opportunities, we have to score. Because tactically, especially in defending, we are very solid. But that means that sometimes you have to sacrifice a bit the forward aspect, the positive transition. In positive transition, you have to be fast. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're not.
Yeah.
But when you have the opportunities, you have to score. Not miss them, not miss open goals, because then you probably will suffer for that.
Do you you see, obviously now the fixtures are out, coach. We know where we are now. All the fixtures are out. Finally, we know where the games are. A tough question for you, this, but I know you're very open always with me. Do you see any other points still possible if, for example, if you get a draw against Sannat, it means you still haven't gained any space. So, you know, I know it's a tough one, and I know all coaches will tell me we go a game at a time, and I do get that. But the games are going so fast now. Do you think, and I know you'll fight till the end, but do you see it?
But you should remember what I told you before the game.
Go on.
I told you that before the game of Shokia, that after the game of Shokia of Sannat, if we are not put our nose in front of Sannat, we'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
And that still stands.
Yeah.
That still stands. If we are not in front of Sannat, or at least
level,
which is impossible now, because a draw, they will still be 1 point in front of us. So we have to win. If we are not put our nose in front of them, it will be very difficult for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm going to get back to the boys because this is the big one. It's I don't do interviews like this very often, but you know, I always feel that, and I'm from my heart now. I think the first division is going to be a sadder place if SK aren't there. But do you see a coach if it does happen? Do you regroup and think, okay, we miss a year and we'll regroup, we'll rebuild, we're young players, we'll learn from it and we'll come straight back and fight?
Listen, John, we've been 13 years in first division. So we are first division side.
Absolutely.
That's done. That's only Hospice has been 14 years. So 1 year only. The others have been second division before. So all the players will remain with this club. Bar exception, the foreigners, and maximum the players. So the squad is there.
Yep.
I think we are the team that has most homegrown players. From a squad of 20, take out the 4 foreigners and another one who we get every year. All the other players are our players. So the foundation is there. Obviously, we don't want to get relegated. We'll do our best. We've been in these positions not the first time. Hopefully we'll survive again. But if we don't survive, we'll always look forward. This team is a very, very young squad. As I told you, they've won the under-19 by a mile.
Yeah.
All of them practically train here with me every day, and the future is bright.
Good. Gotta let you go. We're all with you, and I'll see you briefly before the game if I can coach you out to the dressing room, because I think on that one you're going to be a bag of nerves. Thanks for joining us today, Brian. And really,
Thanks,
good luck. Really good luck. Thanks, Brian. Thank you. Joined now by Asante, the main man at the centre of the field that keeps this team together. Asante, thanks for joining us for our game of the week. Has to be the game of the week because, of course, it is the game of the week against Sannat in many aspects of. It's just a massive game this weekend. I was just saying to the coach before we go into the Sannat game that take away the thing that happened with the penalty. I just felt that I don't know what happened. He didn't seem to get into second gear at all in that Shokia game. You know, normally. I don't know, it just didn't seem to come off on Saturday. Would you agree? Performance-wise, it just wasn't there, really.
I would say 50-50. I agree and then I disagree too.
Okay.
Because we had a chance to make it 1-1 and we didn't take that penalty and we mixed it.
Yeah.
So I would take it 50-50. I agree and I disagree too.
Because that, if you'd have got the 1 point out of that, that would have put you level on points going in with Sannat, which would have made a big difference. But you didn't, so let's go forward. You got the game coming up. Is it all about lifting the players again now, Asante? You know, getting their heads back up and saying this is not over yet. We've still got, we've still got a good chance of keeping in this division.
True, as you have already said, it's not over yet. In life, you don't have to give up, no matter what happens. it has already happened in football before, but we keep going. It's only those who give up don't know how it happens in life. If we have 3 matches, 3 games to play, anything can happen.
Exactly.
And for me, I'm sure we will escape, and then we will move forward.
Good to hear.
And we will stay in the league.
You see, it's also, even me, from the commentary point of view, we're talking about this is the game. Whoever gets the points from this stays up and the other one stays down. But in reality, it isn't, because there's still another 4 games left. They're against tougher teams, although you're still got to play Oratory, which, you can match them on your day. I think there's one AA playing the door, I think. So, but, there are still other games to play. And as long as you stay tight as a unit, you keep believing as a group, it's possible, right, Asante?
Yes, it's possible. In football, once you unite, yes, it always says, united, you can. So when we unite and we go it by game after game, now we are playing Sannat this weekend. If we attack Sannat, we are going for win. We go for win, then we attack the next game.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
And that's why you do it, isn't it, game by game. Listen,
Yes.
I'm going to let you get back to training. I'm not going to keep you too long. We're all behind you. We'll be watching for you at the weekends. Give it your normal game, because you're always brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us,
You're
Asante.
welcome.
Okay?
You're welcome.
Great talking to you, buddy.
You're welcome.
Speak to you later. Thanks, Asante. Teddy, thanks for joining us for this week's Game of the Week, of course, with SK Wanderers. You must be getting fed up doing these interviews, because each interview, it's always about the relegation battle. But unfortunately, that's what we have to talk about right now. How's the mood now within the squad coming into a big crucial game at the moment, Teddy?
No, as a squad, we are full squad except one who is suspended, except Mario. So we have a more squad from where to choose. We are good. You can see in training they are enjoying themselves. It's another important game as usual. We can say it's the most important now, because if we lose, we are condemned to be relegated. If we get the win, we are make a big pace up front, so we can keep in the first division. But as usual, it's football.
It was going to be one of my questions. Do you think, most people are saying it, do you think yourself that this is the make or break one? Do you think, like, if you didn't get any points, even with 4 games to go, do you think it's going to be difficult if you don't get them from SK?
No, we have still this game with another 2 games. So if we lose against SK, we will be 2 points behind SK. If we get the full points, we got 4 points ahead. They will play against Nador then, and there will be another 1 game. So
yeah, it's going to be tough.
I think if we win, we can make it. But if we don't get the full points,
even a draw might do you, because that means you still got that one little above them.
Draw, we still have a small chance, because we can get some points from Kerchem against San Silem. We played already 2 games. We got one win and 1 draw, so we had 4 points from them.
And plus SK have to pull that point back from somewhere.
Yes, of course.
Right.
They playing against Nadu, but the last game they are against Rotary.
That's right.
So
that's another open game.
Yes.
Last question, how is the mood with the squad? Did they feel good within themselves? Did they still have this belief that they can fight this through? Ted?
Every game we believe in us. Every game, although we have some players missing, all the games we believe in ourselves. It's football. You have to believe. It could happen. As we said, we won against Ansilem. No one have any time thought that we can win against Ansilem.
Right.
Get 3 points. It can happen every game. But yes, my players and also myself, we believe that we can get the 3 points, and we stay in the first division for the
Fantastic. Last question, injuries, suspensions, how are you coming into this game?
Only one suspension,
Number 12.
It's Mario Mifsud. There is Snesh. He's training regularly, but he's coming from an injury. We're still a bit doubtful if he begin from the first 11, but we can see today and tomorrow, and from there we decide if we put him in the first 11.
Okay, Teddy, I know you're busy. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to the game on Saturday, and we look forward to see you there.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Teddy. Thank you. Thank you. Joined again by the captain. Thanks for joining us for the game of the week. Of course, it's the big one. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's saying this is the make or break. This is the one that really counts now at this, with the few games left. How's the mood first of all in the squad? How's the? You come off the back of a really tough game in the last one. You have to lift yourselves again. How are you feeling?
No, I think we already forgot last match. We were already thinking about next match against SK. We just hope to win. Now, after a very long time and many long matches, the team is nearly full, only one missing. But like I said, our mood is good now. Hope we make our effort and win this game.
Even I was saying to the coach, actually, even a point, believe it or not, is okay because it gives you they've still got to get that point back from somewhere to catch you. So it's all about really not losing. Would you agree?
No. So the best is get something. The worst is get nothing. We hope that we get at least a point or 3 points. We sure are going for 3 points. So we are going to play our match. Hope who's best win.
It's been a tough season for you in many ways. I mean, because I know, you started off pretty well. You were up there, you were winning games. Unfortunately, there was management changes, so, there's disruptions there. And then you just seem to lose a bit of form. Then you got your injuries, because we're not used to seeing you right down there at this time of the season. It may be third from bottom, fourth from bottom, mid-table, But it's been a real tough season, hasn't it?
No, I didn't expect to be playing this match for a season we got. We were playing good in the beginning, but then coaches left, coaches came, new coach and left, and it's all like this. Players, we were a bit, we were not 18 players, 14, 15, we were like this all season. We had many injuries. Suspensions, but that's football.
That's the way it is now. Listen, I'm an Everton supporter. I know what injuries are all about. Don't you worry about that. Listen, thanks for joining us. We'll be there at the weekend. We're wishing you all the best of luck and hopefully you have a great game.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ciao.